We are so honored today to be able to spend time with a master of the masters. Now visiting Hong Kong. We just finished the first day of our workshop, and I'm so happy to have Dr. Chou, Shan with us. Okay. Okay, over to Shan. How do you feel about today's work?
Oh, great. It's truly an honor and privilege to learn heart imagery. I find it very powerful. It's very striking because it's straight and cuts through all the thinking. So it's very... I like the saying that the shorter, the better. Because the longer we stay, we tend to think and contemplate, and then lots of issues will come out. And so I find it a very powerful way of meditation in a way. Yeah.
So Daniel, what do you think about us? This place, this lodge, and today?
Well, it's really wonderful, and it's amazing to see this awakening in this area. It's really, really wonderful. I keep saying, 2 weeks ago I was in Beijing, and I explained to the people how important is this place, Hong Kong, this gate of energy. A lot of people, they think the energy comes from the east, from Japan, but in fact it's from south. The energy goes up to the mainland.
People may not like what you said just now.
Actually, they were listening very carefully, and I'm sure the people with open heart, they know it's true, because we are all one family, we are one world. What means borders? What means it's important to be in the heart. If sooner or later this world has to take a decision, we have to look further to be one single family. What Mayan said in their prediction, one heart. This will happen with or without our accept. We don't have an option. Mother Earth and the humanity is going further. We will develop. Doesn't matter all these fights that are happening all over the world. We have to be one unity, one single planet, one Mother Earth, and I can really see that it will happen. It will happen.
Actually, to be frank, the other day when we talk, so depressed, people want to die, and there's no way out. We are at the lowest act of a historical era. And now we have a master coming to tell us that, well, you lots are okay.
Actually, I can tell you one thing. In all societies where you arrive at this really edge,
political diversity, plurality, antagonism, really help us, push us, and also help us for spiritual awakening. Because otherwise we are all doomed. No way out, definitely. So that's why for the last 15 years, Hong Kong, there's a sudden, very rapid development in terms of the BMS, body, mind, spirit development. So I think, in a way, it's a kind of, I would say, adversity gratitude. We are grateful for such adversities, because that's pushing us to see the fate of or just achievement.
And it's getting deeper and deeper, because a few years ago I was here and I was see people were touching things at the surface. They like to do some of these sensational things, right? They were looking for something unbelievable, for things that it really doesn't have importance. But now people started to go inside of the heart. They started to have this mystic experience. They started to understand. And I can see changes happening here, and not later than yesterday. 2 days ago we have Heal the Healer. We have 100 people coming, the best healers in Hong Kong. They were there all together in an unprecedented move. They really wanted to be together, to unify, to be together. You, the representative of Hong Kong, so for my students there, I'm here with Dr. Vanshan Chou and Dr. Simon Chou, both of them.
Why do you like keep coming back to Hong Kong? Why is Hong Kong so important to you at this point in history?
Somebody asked me before coming here, can you breathe there? I said, I can breathe actually very well in Hong Kong. It's important. I really believe the energy starts changing from traditional places like Middle East. They are changing to Hong Kong, to Peru. So these places are going to be in the new feminine energy, gates of energy that are going to bring to humanity a lot of prosperity. Because as you said, all this money, but this money in one day we are going to channel to other direction. So these places where there is such a good wealth here and Switzerland and all Norway and all this beautiful Canada, all these countries that they have so much, they will start giving how much you can take, how much you can bring in your pockets. In one day it will be enough. I really remember what Dr. Wayne Dyer said. He said, I always keep myself a simple shirt with no pockets. When I'm dying, I don't take anything with me. So we have to realize the only thing we take with us is our love, our unconditional love. And that's all, So all these things we are gathering, money and houses and cars and more and more and more, are illusion, are toys, are nothing. And in this world, we have hundreds of lives. And all the time we've done the same thing, to gather more and more and more. But now Mother Earth is changing to the other side. The energy is changing, so it's time for us to realize it's just a dream. Let's wake up and let's do what we have to do. And here, I'm sure it's happening. It's step by step.
You're just back from Shenzhen and you've been to Beijing, and I understand that before long you've been Hangzhou. What is your message for China? Is it any different from, your message for other places of the world?
It's a big difference. I like to call China the sleeping dragon. So, when China is sneezing, the whole world has a cold. I can tell you that. So, and I keep saying to the people how important is China, how important is Hong Kong, and all these areas where people traditionally they keep the ancient knowledge, even in an unconscious way. So whenever I go there, I see a big change. People there started to remember who they really are, and if Chinese started to remember who they really are, that's a big thing. That means the world is really going to a good direction. And I can see that environmentally. In Beijing, in the last 6 months, the air is changed. I was there a couple of years ago, completely different. Now I was 2 weeks ago, it's completely changed. We saw the blue sky. I took picture with the sun. I put it on the Facebook. It's completely changed. They realize. And if they start to realize all these things, I really believe it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. I'm really happy to go there. I'll go there again in May in Hangzhou to teach. And probably Beijing, I'll have a big conference. And I met there some really good people, influential people from China these days. And they all said the same thing. We should be one heart with Hong Kong, with anybody. And that's important. I could see in their hearts really an understanding of what I'm talking about. So that's important.
Wow, I don't know. I truly don't know. From material world point of view, I think I'm pretty suspicious and skeptical about the future. But then from a more spiritual point of view, I'm very hopeful. And personally, I'm deeply grateful for being or for learning to be a trainer on BMS, body, mind, spirit level. Because I think as a trainer, we are so honored, so privileged, and also so dangerous. Because as a trainer, especially as a so-called spiritual teacher, people tend to project a lot their ideal selfhood upon us and project lots of fantasy upon us on different levels. So it's very dangerous that we tend to attach to this aura and fantasy and and it could be so egocentric and so dangerous. So I think it's so crucial, and that's why I'm so grateful for the last 2 days that Daniel helps 80 to 100 local body mind spirit trainers to have self-healing. Because as a social role, we take up the so privileged social role to heal others. But then it's so dangerous because it can be just a projection of the mind, projection of the ego. And I just boost up myself being a trainer, being a spiritual teacher. And or even could be just a way to cover up and to escape my own personal issue, because it's so easy to cover and escape when I speak all these big words and teach you all this meditation that can transform your life instantly without transforming myself. So I think it's very crucial that we keep on reviewing ourselves and purify ourselves. So I think the last 2-day event is really a milestone in Hong Kong, in a way that the local community of trainers, we need to have more collaborative and collective spiritual practice together, and put aside all our social roles, our aura, and just examine our true self in the most authentic manner. So, thank you.
Well, I think we are so lucky to have you around, especially in the last 2 days with our group of healers and teachers. Well, how do you find them inside, internally?
You know, it's funny because I was thinking exactly the same thing. How lucky I am to be with these people that they open their heart. I was thinking yesterday and 2 days ago and today at the workshop, how privileged I am to be here, to meditate with these people and to have one single heart, regardless of the language, regardless of the background, regardless of what we've done in this life or past life. We are here. In 2018, remember, it's a big thing. We are still here for humanity. It's a big thing for all people out there. We are alive on this planet. We've done so many things, but we manage. If we arrive in 2018 at this stage, we can do it. We can make it. And yesterday and 2 days ago, I could really feel the team, and I could see a high level of consciousness. I could really resonate with their emotional things. They clean so well, and I could see how well they blend with the new feminine energy. And for me, that was actually the signal yesterday and 2 days ago, when I saw these people that represent, in more or less, the Hong Kong, the spirituality and all what's going on here. When I saw them opening their hearts and working so well together, I said, this is good. This is very good. Can't be better than this. In this moment, if these people are together, all in their hearts, working together, this is really, really good. Not just for Hong Kong, for China, for humanity, for all of us when we're keeping the hands together, we're sending love to the world and to the universe. I got really good messages from all over the world, from all my friends, all my students. They were in the heart in the same moment. The light beings that were around us, we could feel them. They were all there, all these seraphic and celestial beings coming there from the whole universe, just to give us a signal. This is good. You are doing a good job. Keep doing that. So this is a message here. Keep doing that. Just do it. It's really good. Don't stop. Stay in your heart. Go and do good things. Good things. Help other people. Help children. Help elderly. As I said, any child needs to have good education, needs to have food. Any family needs a house. Any person needs to have access to all what we have. It should not be a privilege. All these people all over the world should live, should have a chance to live and be happy. Happiness is not a privilege. It's inside of us. It's a remembering. Around us, people try to teach us happiness is a privilege. It is not true. Happiness is our right. We are born to be happy. And we are happy. We are going to stay in our hearts. Nobody can take this. And it's good we are together. We understand these things. We experience, because it's an experience. We can speak here hours and hours. But all what we do is an experience. It's just to stay in the heart and to feel the love. It's an experience, you know.
Yeah.
Daniel, for our friends out there, and there are millions of them who haven't been to our gathering, what exactly do you mean by staying in the heart, opening your heart, or living from the heart?
We,
Let's spell it out.
Yeah, unfortunately, some time ago, a couple of thousands of years ago, something happened to humanity. We moved from unity to duality, which means our spirit used to create from the heart and moved up to the brain, started to create from the brain. And that was a big thing, because until then the heart was the boss, and suddenly the brain becomes the boss. Now, both of them, they should work together, and that we are doing in these days, these workshops. We learn how the brain and the heart, they are working together. And basically, we really have to move back to the heart. We have to be in the heart, to create from the heart, from the energy of the heart. Remember, Heart Math Institute, they show we have this huge electromagnetic field. We are all together here, but in fact, our hearts are together in our electromagnetic field, all of us in this room, right? And all our guests around and our guests there. So you literally move and you start to do it from the heart, and it's a huge difference. Big difference. I mean, you can't even comprehend, and it's not much talk, actually. It's an experience. It's a meditation. You go in the heart.
I just think of an example. Yesterday, a trainer, after Daniel's workshop, he's very impressed, and because externally he's very successful in the social role as a trainer, but then only during the heart imagery exercise conducted by you yesterday, he suddenly realized how fatigued and how exhausted his inside heart, and it's right away, without thinking, and then the image, because in the exercise you ask us to have a differentiation with the me outside, just look at myself externally, and he have this very inspiring and stunning realization that really helps him to reclaim the need to nurture our own emotional, spiritual, and physical needs. And that's very good.
The other day, I heard you saying that we people in Hong Kong are particularly logical and brain-oriented.
That's true. And that's part of, I would say, the last development in specific areas on the planet where people are really more left brain oriented. They done wonders, but with the brain. So this area, and there are other areas on this planet where people basically use the same concept. They are pretty logic, and it is an advantage from the perspective that when you arrive at the maximum that you can create with your brain and logic, it's nothing else you can do. You really look for something else. I have news. There is something else. You have to go back to your heart. Because the brain is pure limited, right? The heart, when you are in the heart, actually you are in the heart of the universe, which is infinite. Yeah. So there is an infinite potential in the heart. The brain and the logic just keeps the things there very clear. 1 + 1 is 2. In the universe, it's a completely different thing. If you are a creator, 1 + 1 means millions, infinity, you understand? So it's a completely different way, and indeed, in this area, there is this tendency to work more this side, but as I said, it might be a big advantage because you arrive at this, enough it's enough, and you go to the heart. So for all people out there, what message you have for the world? At least all my Facebook friends from all over the world and my students, what do you think about the world?
My teacher first, please.
What do I think about the world?
I just repeat you.
What do I think about the world? Well, it's very paradoxical.
Yeah.
On the one hand, all the indexes point to mass destruction. We have no hope
Yeah.
But then we know that pessimism is never an option. And, well, what we men cannot do, well, the heavens can. If we work, as you say, from the heart, all kinds of miracles happened. Well, I think history takes turns in miracles. And they say there are two kinds of people in the world. Some of us never believe in miracles, and the others believe that everything is miracles. Well, we are trying hard to make sure that more and more people around the world are joining our camp. We live in miracles. We believe that, this is a dream, and we wake up. This is an age of waking up. Important things are happening, all kinds of hopeful and optimistic signs are turning up. And, like our workshops here, this is not imaginable, 5 years ago. And now we are you are attracting a large crowd, and you managed to go into China. And, so we are so grateful that things are happening. Over to Shan.
I think from a materialistic point of view, I think contemporary times we are technologically and materialistically 1,000 times ahead of ancient times. But then, sadly, our level of happiness is increased not 1%. So that reveals the most powerful and sad fact that happiness is a state of mind. We always, especially after modernity, since 15th, 16th century, we tend to pursue our happiness outside. But then, I think we are fortunate in this period of time that we realized we need to go back. We need to go turn inward instead of go outward. And for myself, I think I am very privileged in this life that I can meet very inspiring teachers like you guys, and really help us to find myself. and so I think it's so grateful that we can gather more people to have more spiritual practice, and think especially in this age, I think we gradually turn away from religious institution and towards spirituality. And I think that's a good sign, and I'm very honored to be one of them. To quote, "You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. And I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one." So do you have the closing words?
So for all people out there, we stay half an hour together. I hope you enjoy this wonderful time with us. And remember, stay in your heart wherever you are on this planet. And remember, we are all one. We love you. From here, live, Hong Kong, we wish you a wonderful day or wonderful night wherever you are. We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, great.